episode of Soulful Talks with Gabby. And today we have a very special guest. So we have Carolyn Revell. Yes. And Carolyn is going to talk a little bit about energy and other things, but in a different point of view, because we are in Leo season, and Leo season is all about energy, it's all about the sun, but also there's a risk of that, a risk of burnout and other things that we're going to be talking about. So, welcome. Tell us a little bit about you.
Thank you, Gabby. Okay, so burnout. So I help women go from burnout to bounce. Okay. And I've been doing that for quite some time. So I'm a naturopath and life coach, and I specialize in helping people get their bounce back.
Okay, that's good. So tell me, why did you decide to become a naturopath?
Oh, well, it was due to my own results with my own health, seeing a naturopath, as a lot of people have those experiences where I'd sort of gone down the medical route when I was quite young for like women's issues. Mm-hmm. And the answer that I find is often, we'll put you on the pill, which didn't go very well for me. I didn't feel very good. I didn't, it didn't resolve the underlying issue. It sort of like stuck a Band-Aid on top. And when I went off the pill, I didn't actually get a cycle back for over a year.
Wow.
So I went and saw a naturopath. And I was, my diet, he looked at my diet and gave me some horrible tasting herbs and a couple of pills or something.
Yeah.
And then it restarted pretty quickly. It was about a month. And I just was blown away. And I thought, not only did I resolve the problem that had been going on for the previous year, the issues I had before that started to improve, because I kept doing, what he advised and taking my herbs and everything. I felt really good too. And so I didn't become a naturopath straight away, but it was planted, and then I sought natural therapies for my health from then. And when I had a career crisis, I lived in London and I was working in a different type of role totally. I went and saw a careers counsellor, and a list of things came up, and that was one of the things.
Wow.
I went, I've always been fascinated with it. It's a degree. I've got to go back to school and do a 4-year degree. But I did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So definitely you think that whatever we have, we intake, it shows in our energy levels and it shows in the performance of our body and everything else?
Oh, absolutely. You are what you eat is the saying. But then a lot of people get to a point where they're so depleted. That's where we use more natural therapies, such as herbal medicine and supplements, because you want to get the results, and you can do it with diet over a longer period of time. But it's almost like if you've become really deficient in something, we use it more of a medicine. And herbs, herbs are amazing. They are more tuning in with things like your nervous system, helping people who are really stressed, helping them feel a bit calmer while we work through the things that take more time. Well, yeah, we are what we eat, we are what we do, and we are what we think.
Okay, very good. So, what has been the most challenging thing that you have found in the path of naturopath?
Oh, that's a good question. Nothing jumps to mind as a one big thing. There's probably lots of little things, Yeah, sorry, I'm like, I'm trying to think of an answer.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what is it for you when you see that you have created change in someone? What's that retribution that you receive like? What is it like?
Wonderful. It's to see people empower themselves, really, ultimately. Actually, a challenge which cropped up was I'd see people would feel really great. Like they'd do all the things and they'd be like, oh, I'm done. I feel great. And then they'd go off, and a year or so later, they'd reappear and they'd undone it. And I'm like, oh. And what I learned from that was what was getting in the road wasn't their body, it was their mind.
Oh,
which is why I brought in life coaching into what I do.
So you do both at the same time?
Some clients just see me for naturopathy, but I do a program where I blend both together.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Burnout to bounce. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so it's the mind that then undoes all the work, because those same patterns that got them there in the first place, not always, but often, because they're underlying, they'll sabotage.
Okay.
Or just get back into, they're thinking whatever they're thinking about themselves, or not valuing themselves, or they're not worth it. All of those emotional things get in the road.
That's fantastic.
So that was a challenge initially because that wasn't my. Naturopathy is really holistic. We look at the whole body. We look at all the organs. We look at all the systems. We do look at the nervous system. We do look at stress response, but we don't delve as deep into the mindset. So that's where I thought, and I'd say, maybe you need to go and see a psychologist. I had a resistance on people with that, so I thought, well, what can I do with it? What can I do with that? And that was a game changer.
Yeah. Very interesting. Thank you for sharing. And how do you work? What's your style? One-on-one? Do you do circles? Do you do like, I don't know, like a special sessions where you can talk a little bit about what you do and people come have a listen and then you go forward with that?
Yeah.
Please.
So yes, people will book a complimentary call to start with.
Okay.
Because you've got to make sure that that's good fit.
Okay.
Really. So I'm going to ask them lots of questions. They can ask me questions. We come together and work out also what's the best fit for them with what I offer, naturopathy, or do they more interested in the coaching? And then it's online. So all the sessions are online, so we can see each other on the screen. And I have done some group coaching in the past, not recently. I've done some talks and things like that. But it's mostly the one-on-one work, and I really love it.
Carolyn, tell us, what about burnout? Because it's like, not only because he's Lion's Leo season, but also because I noticed that it has become a constant. I don't know if it's our current lifestyle, the pace of life, that everything is going so fast. What is it?
It's definitely all of that.
It's so common. It's like a common thing. So what's burnout for you?
I look at burnout. People often think it's a physical thing. I'm so tired. But it's more than that. It's physical, it's psychological, it's emotional. And people also used to hear that word used in work contexts. It's not just work, it's life. So it's everything. And it's usually a feeling where, fatigue comes and goes. Burnout is a sort of decline into it'll affect emotionally. And people, the sort of things you'll see showing up is things like irritability, cynicism, just fatigue that won't go away. And the causative factors, well, stress is always huge. What is stress? Stress comes from many things. And yes, all the things you said, life being so busy, people not looking after. And there's a bit of a spiral I think people get on. There's a stress, say, in the workplace. Life is really busy. They've got all these demands on them and they stop looking after themselves. Or they don't really know the best way to look after themselves. And so then they become depleted, and depleted nutritionally, depleted emotionally, depleted with their energy, the whole lot. And so when you come at that to try and help someone, it really is coming at it from all the angles and bringing them back to being whole again.
Okay. So if I were to ask you the top 3 things that cause burnout, what would you say?
I would say putting work first.
Okay.
Absolutely, and not taking that time out, or not. And actually, no, that's number 2. Number 1, boundaries.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Not setting boundaries for yourself. Absolutely.
Love it.
And it can take quite a few years of that. Putting work before everything else. Not eating well.
Okay.
Because if you're nutritionally depleted, you don't have the building blocks to make your cells produce energy. Yeah. And put all those things together.
Yeah. Okay.
That's where the mind body come in.
Interesting. So what would be like your top advice if someone goes, okay, just listening and going like tick, tick, tick. The first thing to do, of course, calling you, but but what would be the first step to overcome burnout?
The first step would be just to put a little tiny bit of time for yourself into your diary and treating it exactly as you would treat an appointment with your GP or with someone else.
Okay.
And making it a non-negotiable. And I think a lot of people say, I don't have the time. It's like, well, if you don't make the time now, you're going to have to make the time for a lot of health issues later. Make the time now.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Even if it's starting out as 5 minutes a day and building on that.
Okay. Of course, it depends on each person what works well, because we are all different.
Of course, there's so many things.
But what would be like if I were to say, like, I'm super busy, I'll go with the advice of taking 5 minutes off. What does that look like? Like 5 minutes off. 5 minutes off of what?
What would ground you? What would make you feel really good? What would center you? What would come? What would it be? I'm just curious for you.
For me, probably going for a walk.
Right.
On the bush. Well, I live here next to the bush.
Yeah.
But I find it grounding. So, but what about you?
Yeah. Walking my dog. I like it because he's there too.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I also have a lot of bush too, and it's fresh air. I think fresh air. But for some people, that'll be sitting, just go outside. They're working from home, and I don't have time. They would just go and sit on the balcony, go and sit on the chair outside, breathe in the fresh air. That's just it is. It's get the daylight into your eyes, people. You know, it's like we're on screens. Natural light. Yeah, fresh air, natural light.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So,
simple.
Simple.
That's one little thing, but there's lots of simple little things that can all add up.
Yes, of course. And of course, at some point, you have to hit the part of nutrition.
Yes.
And the other day, we were talking about micronutrients and all these things that are more complex. And this lady is an expert. So if somebody's curious about not only addressing burnout, but getting to know their body better, getting to maybe finding all these things that are helping to get a better experience in the body and performance and all that. Yeah. Where can they reach you?
Well, they can look at my website, which is my name. So it's Carolyn with a CAROLYN, Revell, REVELL.com. Okay. I'm on Instagram and Facebook under Carolyn Revell, Naturopath and Coach.
Okay.
As well.
Okay, I'll put the links anyway in the section of description on this episode.
Thank you.
And also, I was going to ask you, do you have any projects? Are you doing something, like people can see, like any special projects coming up?
Not at the moment, although I am also thinking of doing a program around optimal aging or longevity. Another interest, it's always about optimizing the body. There's so much we can do. Yeah. Very good. Next. And well as the men's health.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested, Carolyn can.
Yeah. I mean, I primarily see women. That's sort of like men are coming in for burnout now. This is interesting, but the hormonal side's in there. Women is the predominant, I think. Women relate to burnout and talk about burnout
in a different way.
Yeah, men keep plodding along and don't. You know what men are like with health. Let's what's the word? That's the generic, but they often ignore things. Women are much more proactive. Yeah. They'll reach out, they'll recognize things, and they want
or support. Sometimes it's good to give a poke to your partner and go come on. It's
that's
time.
Often what happens. I think is the woman will say, hey, you're not yourself.
Yeah. In relationships, I think also it's a way where burnout kind of hits. It's like an impact, right?
Oh, for sure.
If you're burned out, like everything around becomes a bit chaotic.
Yeah.
So what happens is that relationships also get a little bit of disrupted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. It's almost impossible for it not to impact a relationship.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's really good. So it's interesting because, of course, now my guests, when they come, I get to see a little bit of the Natal Chart. So Carolyn was not the exception, of course. And it's very interesting because one of the first things, of course, you have your sun in Pisces, and you know that. If you didn't know, you have your ascendant in Aries.
Okay.
And then you have your moon in Gemini. Okay. So it's interesting because we started talking about leadership. Because whenever I meet someone like you and that you bring these wonderful gifts, coaching is one of them, you become kind of like a leader within a group, a leader with the people that you coach.
Yes.
And then the first thing that I asked you is like, do you consider yourself a leader? And you were like, not really. Well, it's interesting because actually and I'll put these in the image there in the notes so you can all see the ones that are curious about astrology. You have your Chiron, which is the wound, very close to your ascendant. So maybe that's why the hesitance of like, oh, I don't want to have the spotlight here.
No,
I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Because maybe at some point in the subconscious, it brings back that experience again of like, oh my God, then I have the responsibility. Maybe I will fail again. And what about the followers? Not exactly, like the followers from social media, but people that follow what I do. Maybe I'm not up to the challenge. How do you feel that, or how do you?
No, I do feel like a mentor.
Okay.
I'd say when I work with my clients, I'm in a mentor role, and that's where I shine, I think. And I surprise myself with doing different roles sometimes. I'm like, oh, like going to a group coaching and go, that went really well. Well, that was great,
Yeah.
But I've done some, they analyze your leadership style. And I come out, I can't think of which one it is. It's not that standard one. And mine is called the supporter. And they give you examples of really successful people who are in that type of leadership. And it's like, you're not the one who wants to stand here above everybody. You're the one who wants to be part of a team, but you've got these qualities that if you come into leadership, you're the person who works really well, not at the very start, not the brand new ideas, and not at the end. You're the person who gets in there and I'm like, I relate to that. Get in there and ideas. Yeah, that part of it is where I feel.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. So the spotlight thing, I like to be, I don't like the guru thing, right? And I think coaching can bring a lot of guru complex. And I do not like that. And I think part of me recoils at, the big on the stage, the NLP hands up, all of that stuff to me is really, I am like, and I think anything that looks, feels or tastes like that to me, it's not who I want to be, where I want to be. I like to be with my clients, with the people. It's a team for me. Okay. But maybe there's something more there that you're saying. Maybe there's this, something from the past.
Well, and going on that path that of the natal chart, thank you for saying like you're all about ideas because your moon is in Gemini. So Gemini is a sign that it's well known for the idea. And it's like communication, ideas, fast thoughts. And
fast thoughts is there.
Yes, that would be
very fast. It's very in there. Yeah, that.
Definitely. And it's interesting because also your moon is very close to an asteroid that it's called Juno. So Juno is the asteroid that symbolizes that energy of one of the goddesses from ancient Rome that basically was all about partnership. So if I were to tell you, how can you increase that part of your communications? How can your message can get farther and touch more people? The strategic partnership.
Interesting.
And it's not only business, but relationships like friendships, like connections. Like maybe if you were to ask me as an astrologer, what would be the best thing that I could do to embrace more that energy? Connect with people, go to more networking events, things like that. Yes. Because it's like find a strategic collaboration, find those partnerships that can support your message, can support your ideas. So I know that recently you went to a networking event. How did you feel related to this, Erin?
The network event?
Yeah, how did you feel like experiencing that part of connection?
I loved it.
Of more collaborations.
Yeah, I loved it. It was just that the exchange between people. It's a great thing, seeing what other people's passion is and that interaction and the feeling and the vibe in the room was energetic.
Did you feel that after that you got more inspiration for your ideas and the way you're communicating your business?
Perhaps. I probably have to do more of them to get,
Yeah, because
you have to feel off what you do. Yeah. And it sort of made me think about something started popping into my conversation was another area I've become interested in is supporting men with men's hormonal issues, because a lot of women have hormonal issues. And it is, you're right, you go along and you start telling people what you do, you're having this interaction. And I started dropping into that conversation. Actually, I'm really interested in men who've got low testosterone and supporting men. And that has such a huge impact on men. And so it's to just articulate that, I guess you're right, in with a group of other people, you start to, stuff just comes out, and yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Before we finish, of course, the questions is, I have 3 questions for all my guests, if you don't mind answering them. So first of all, what's spirituality for you?
Well, I was brought up in a religious family. Actually, not my whole family. My mother was religious, so that's where I started out. And then I went to a Catholic girls' school. But that's not the way that I really see things now. Although I do like respect that in people, and there's something I'm still drawn to in it. It's quite interesting. I like prayer.
Okay.
I still pray. It just happens. Like, I still pray, but I'm not following a strict structure of a church, but I still pray. So clearly I believe in God, or universe. I don't know. I just pray. So it's not a strict structure. We talked before about reincarnation, of past lives, and I'm very drawn to that idea. I mean, there's no absolute proof, but something. Yeah, I always remember saying to my dad, "What do you think happens, Dad, when you die?" He said, and this is a person you would not expect this from. He was your Aussie bloke. Oh, I think we come back. Just like, that's really, yeah. So I'm like, okay, if my dad thinks it, wow.
That's good. That's fantastic. What's the best gift that you have given to yourself?
Ooh, loving myself.
Oh, I like that.
It took a while, I'd say. Yeah, didn't always feel fully.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. If you were to give an advice to your younger self, what would that be?
Oh, there'd be a lot. There'd be so much. I'd say you're cherished. Yeah, my younger self had a tough time. So there's just so much, but I think a hug would be the best.
Oh,
A hug, say you're cherished, it's all okay.
That's fantastic.
You'll get there. You'll work out who you are.
So, well, just Carolyn, thank you very much for being today with us. Thank you for sharing all your knowledge. Thank you for sharing a little bit about your take on burnout, which is very interesting, all the points. Thank you so much. And well, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.